Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. David Orman, and this is the first in a series of Movement is Medicine courses. It is called Bagua. For most people, they haven't heard of that term. Bagua is a martial art, and when most people think of martial arts, they think of self-defense. However, there is a much more important and larger aspect of martial arts, in particular Bagua, and that is self-development. And that is what you are going to learn when you take this particular course. I have been involved with athletics and movement pretty much my whole life. From a little kid through high school and college, it was baseball. And then in college, I started with martial arts. And in the beginning, I learned the physical aspect of it, the combat, the self-defense. But as time has gone on over the decades, I've learned, as I mentioned, the more important part, the self-development, how to create a better life through movement, through breath, through things such as acupressure, things that you are going to learn easily in this particular course. I broke down this introductory video into three parts. Why me? Most importantly, why you? And then a Q&A session. If you have any questions after you listen to this, please feel free to contact me. If not, let's get ready to go. So I've been an acupuncture physician now for over 30 years, and I've treated about 46, 47,000 people over that time. I have treated people from age 8 to 93 is the oldest. I've had professional athletes and actors, mostly regular people. And in the last 6 years, I have treated primarily veterans. Through that experience, along with my 40 years of martial arts, I have come across quite a number of powerful methods, powerful techniques, and Bagua I would put at the top of the list. How I came across that was in the beginning when I was 20, I was living in Pennsylvania, and I saw martial arts, and I thought I'm in. So I started training, and it was a very hard, very physical Okinawan style. And in the background, there were people doing Tai Chi. And I thought, that's a little strange. We're going as hard and fast as we can, and they're going as slowly as possible. Didn't really, other than being odd, I didn't really think much of it. And then when I went to school in San Diego for acupuncture, Oriental medicine, we had to take Qigong and Tai Chi. And to be honest with you, I was not very didn't want to do it, but I rather graduate than not. So I had to take the course. And I was shocked because I ended up thoroughly enjoying it and beginning to appreciate it, partly because I had a fantastic teacher. And it was kind of an interesting story because I had at the time been taking an accelerated program, working full time, and I was the acupuncture California Journal of Acupuncture Association editor. So time was of great essence. I did not have nearly as much as I wanted. Sleep was always an adventure. And after probably about 3 years, I was getting ready to take my exams in 6 or 7 months. And I was kind of worn out and I was dragging and I wasn't my normal high energy, high spirited self. And the teacher, who was he was also a psychologist and a Taoist priest, came up to me and said, you don't seem like yourself. What's been going on the last week or so? You've just haven't been yourself. I said, no, I'm pretty exhausted. He goes, tell me about it. So I spent, I don't know, 5, 6 minutes telling my tale of woe, my story. And he listened patiently. And at the end, he said, well, just do the form more. And he walked away. I have to tell you, I was kind of irritated. I thought, you came to me and that's what you tell me? Do the form more? He was referring to Tai Chi. And I was not happy with that response at all. So after a couple of days of getting over the irritation, I thought, I'm just going to do the form. I felt a little better. The next day I did it again, felt a little better. And then after about 2 or 3 weeks, I felt myself. And after another month or so, I felt fantastic. And somewhere during that time period, it was probably about 5 or 6 weeks, I walked up to his name was Ted. I said, Ted, I have to tell you, remember when we had that conversation way back when, 5, 6 weeks ago, and you asked me how I'm doing and that, and I told you my story, and you said, just do the form. I wasn't happy with you. And he sort of smiles. He goes, yeah, that's part of the process. You find your own answers, which are always the best answers through movement. And over time, I have found that to be absolutely true. So when I had graduated and moved to where I am now in Florida, I came across a different style of what's called the internal arts. So Tai Chi is an internal art. Bagua is also an internal art. And that was more interesting. I thought the movements were more creative and the movements matched. And I thought it had a deeper meaning. And I was fortunate enough to find a teacher from England named Stephen who went into detail about it. And then over the years, I have learned more and more about the movements and the value that they have on the individual's life. And though in my practice, I use, of course, the acupuncture needles along with herbal medicine, nutrition, other types of breathing exercises, I have found that Bagua, not everyone wants to do it or not everyone is dedicated to do it, but those who do get the greatest results. It is the most powerful method, physical method that I have come across. It has such deep meaning, and you're going to learn all of this. And I have incorporated a lot of other things, as I mentioned, breathing, and some acupressure points. But the most important things I've learned, the movement, the secrets, so to speak, behind each movement, why they are being done, and what the great value is. So I look forward to really, really sharing in depth with you all of this. Why do you want this? Why do you need this? Why? The answer undoubtedly is quite simple. You want to improve your life, whether it be your relationships, finances, career, et cetera, et cetera. You want to go from where you are to where you can envision yourself. And you've probably tried a bunch of things, The Secret, and maybe even done things like firewalking and meditations and other things. And you may have gotten some value from them. But for most people, unless they do one particular key, they'll always be chasing something else. They'll always be chasing the next thing. And the key is this: focusing on yourself, focusing on your internal world. And once the internal world is settled, the external world will be reflective of that. Bagua, the movements that you're going to learn, the way you are going to learn it, this particular form, and all of the meaning behind it will begin to significantly help you improve the aspects of your life that you want to improve. As far as I know, there are very few people doing this type of work, and I don't think anyone has combined the things that I have combined. So I'm really excited to share this information with you. I'm really excited to have you tell me how much your life has improved by doing this. You'll learn the exact movements, including certain health aspects, health secrets, so to speak, that I've accumulated over my 30 years of experience. I'm going to share a lot of things, not just this, not just the particular form, but other things as well, which you'll receive as bonuses. And I'm sure you'll get great help from it. Thank you. So I have taught this particular form to hundreds of people, maybe even thousands over the years. And I have gotten, I'll probably hear about four of the most common questions, and I'm going to go ahead and read them and share my information with you. If you have information, I'm sorry, if you have questions that I didn't address before you purchase this, please let me know. I will be happy to do a, uh, a specific personalized answer for you. Number one question: what if I have questions? If you have questions, ask me. If you're not sure about this or not sure about that, If I have to get on the phone with you or do a little clip to show you exactly, I will do so. I am as committed to you succeeding with this as you are to it. Oh, this is probably the most common question. What if I cannot do the movements? It's in one regard, it's not doing the movements perfectly. In other words, you're not looking to do the Bagua great world competition or anything. It's all about you. It's all about making your life better. So if you're because of an injury, an accident, an illness, what have you, you can't, extend your arm or make a particular movement. No problem. I will provide alternative movements to this, and it's the intention and it's the breathing as well as specific points that when you focus on that, the movements accelerate this. They add to it. And so you have 1 + 1 + 1 = 6, that type of thinking. But again, if you can't do the movements perfectly, it's no problem whatsoever. We will always adjust to this. The best thing about this form is it gives you whatever you ask of it. One more time, whatever you ask of this form, it will give to you. Next question. What if it does not work? The only people that I have seen where this quote does not work are the people who simply don't do it regularly, or go through it mindlessly. This is not a gym workout. This is not exercise. This is not, uh, I'm going to, I go to a gym and I'm shocked how people will sit on the machine for 20 minutes, 19 minutes will be on the phone, and 1 minute will be doing the actual exercise if you do this consistently. And let me say, it can take you an hour if you want. But most of the time, if you want to do this mindfully, we're looking at maybe 4, 5, 6 minutes. So there are options. Like I said, you could extend that if you want. But on a regular basis, you're looking at 5 minutes ±1. And of course, how to order. We'll put information below where there's a link where you can order now if you wish. Again, if there are any other questions, please let me know. And I am so excited that you have purchased this and that you have begun this journey, and we are on it together. Again, you need help, you let me know. I will address everything. Thanks again, everybody.